You know what? That is absolutely awesome. Joining me now is Dr. Oz, Republican Pennsylvania Senate candidate. Dr. Oz, I love that video because you know what? Kids hate masks, and when they're told they can take them off, you get jubilant celebration.
Smiles are contagious.
Yes.
It turns out that it's really healthy for kids. They learn to speak better. They can read if they're wearing glasses again. I mean, their parents don't wear masks for 8 hours a day.
Wow.
And here's the thing. The CDC and Fauci and the Biden administration are becoming irrelevant. They're falling behind as blue states, their governors, as in particular, are not following the science because they never were. They're following the political science. And now you see the liberal media at the same time walking back a lot of the fear-mongering comments about masks. Because let me break it to everybody. This isn't even a balancing act. I'm unaware of a really high-quality study showing a meaningful benefit of masks in kids the way they wear masks, because they're not wearing high-quality masks. They're not keeping them on all day long. They get wet, and you're paying a price for it. So I think it's time to be done with the school mask. And I was in Upper St. Clair, Pennsylvania, which is right next to Pittsburgh, with parents who are irate about this. They did everything right. They got the school board changed. They got the masks off. Guess what happened? The courts got involved. So we really have to protect the rights of parents to do the best things for their kids, because no one loves their kids more than the parents.
You know, Doc, I was listening to Fox News. I was on the radio, and you came on, and this was probably 5 months into the pandemic, and the government was offering no solutions for people on how to treat COVID. How can you help save someone's lives? And here comes Dr. Oz going, listen, we're looking at this. We're trying to find solutions. Actually being a leader on helping people get through this at the very start, a very dangerous disease. I look at Joe Biden and the lack of leadership to say, per your studies, listen, masks really don't work. I'm going to remove the mandate and say, listen, you can make a choice for yourself. You can make a human decision or a family decision that works for you.
It was the single biggest error across the board in COVID was government authoritarian decisions that didn't make us safer, but they gave the impression they were making a difference. And so it created a war between people who actually agree on what ought to happen. And the scientists who actually knew about these studies actually weren't allowed to speak because, like me, and you witnessed it, people come after me. They'd accuse you all kinds of ad hominem attacks without addressing the substance of your argument, which is kids aren't wearing masks the way they could be worn to be beneficial. I don't blame them. That's why the Europeans don't force their kids to wear masks. Do they love their kids less than Americans? I don't think so. The reality is we keep making mistakes using our kids as shields. It's all about virtue signaling and caring about caring rather than caring about really doing something meaningful for our society.
Well, I know when I heard you, doctors who had already said things like you had said were being canceled and shunned, and you still stepped up and were speaking the truth, which I appreciate as a parent, going, I just want the truth. I want someone to level with me, and I heard you on TV do that. I want to get your take on this because Pfizer has been looking at, can they give their vaccine to kids that are under 5 years old? There was a great debate. You get 2 shots. There wasn't great results. They were saying, well, if we give them the booster shot, maybe those kids under 5 could actually get some benefit. What's your take with Pfizer now pulling this back and not asking for approval?
You know, this debate's very telling. Pfizer said 2 shots are not giving kids ages 2 to 4 the kind of benefit we'd like to see. What did the federal government say? It's okay. Give us the data. We'll get that approved. Meanwhile, you see if a 3rd shot works. Who's going to have their kid get 3 shots when we know the incidence of severe illness, thankfully, is very low in kids under the age of 5, and you have to give 3 shots just to maybe get the benefit? So Pfizer wisely said, guys, we're not in this. We're not interested in making a vaccine that sort of works once in a while, and we don't even know if we want to use it unless you take a 3rd shot. So the government's saying we're going to pull back, wait till April, get the 3-shot data. But I think enough's enough. We have penalized our kids and their parents, putting them through all kinds of rigmarole. I don't mind vaccines getting approved. There's about 30% of parents really feel strongly about vaccinating their kids. They're scared. God bless you. Let's get your vaccines to help out. But 70% of parents aren't going to use these vaccines. So I don't see the urgency. What I see the urgency for is treatments. Where are the tools for doctors like me to be able to use to save lives? Give me some pills that work. Give me some antibody cocktails. Where are they? The incompetence of the Biden administration is leaving us hamstrung. It's time for that to change.
You know, where are the studies? And where's the evidence on whether, if you have had COVID and natural immunities, does that work? It seems like the CDC and the NIH haven't wanted to look at any of these things, Dr. Oz, and it kind of leaves us in the dark. And I think in public health, it's important that we trust those that make decisions. But when there's a lack of clarity or a lack of investigation on, things that they should be looking at, it makes me go, is this about politics or is this about science? And I don't start to trust them, and that's bad.
When you mix politics and science, or politics and medicine, even worse, you get politics. The fact is, there is data on natural immunity. In many countries around the world, you're not allowed to get vaccinated if you already had the actual illness because it works better. We have Israeli data underlying and emphasizing that. It is reprehensible at this point for the U.S. government to ignore the benefit of natural immunity. And when people know the truth, when many Americans very smartly know that they've already been protected, they don't want to get boosted or vaccinated to prove so they can go to a restaurant. And this undermines the very foundation of our confidence in medicine. We've got basically the J. Edgar Hoover of public health in Fauci.
Yeah.
It is time for him to resign. I've challenged him to a debate. It makes no sense for him to tolerate what he knows is wrong.
Doc Oz, thank you for your clarity and good luck on the campaign trail. I was in Congress for 10 years. I know how tough it is. Hang in there.
God bless you. Thank you.
God bless. All right.